Hi, friends at Alina Voce. This is Laura Parker, and I am the co-founder and president of the Exodus Road, and I'm coming to you from our head office in Colorado Springs, Colorado. And the Exodus Road is a nonprofit organization that strategically fights human trafficking in the US, right here, and then all around the world. You know, a lot of people don't really understand the issue of human trafficking. You might have seen it, particularly in the last year, hit a lot of headlines, but it's actually a significant social issue in our world today. In fact, there are over 40 million modern day slaves or human trafficking victims. And a lot of those are women and children, and a lot of them are caught in sex slavery, actually. And I think, you know, when you think about the worst kind of evil in the world, I think a lot of us think about sexual slavery. And the really neat thing, though, is that Alina Voce, as a bridal line by Giovanni, they have come together and they have said, we want to take women's one of the most special days, and we want to leverage that momentum, and on their most special day we want to give them an opportunity to fight one of the worst social justice issues of our time, which is so beautiful. It's a beautiful partnership. So we're so excited about our partnership with Alina Voce. You know, we started the organization, my husband and I did, about 10 years ago when we were living in Thailand. We were actually with our 3 small kids, and we were doing humanitarian work there. And through a series of events, we actually ended up working directly with police and helping them find and free victims that were currently enslaved in Asia. And we did that by, my husband actually became an informant with the police as an undercover operative, and he actually went in and would gather the evidence of kids being sold for sale, and then he would he would work with police to support their rescue missions and the arrest of their traffickers. So that's how we got our start in the work. That's been about 10 years ago now, and now we operate all around the world. We're internationally, and then we're here in the US as well. And we primarily help find and free those currently trapped, but we also have training projects, and then we also have aftercare projects. We employ social workers to work with survivors as they begin their journey of freedom. And we're so excited about our partnership with Alina Voce because I think in this world, what we're finding is people are becoming more and more aware of how we're all connected to each other. And we're becoming more and more aware, and consumers are becoming more adamant about wanting to make purchases that are part of a bigger story, that are ethically sourced, that are that have a mission behind them. And that's really what this dress line from Giovanni does, is it allows brides the opportunity to when they have their most special day, they're remembering and honoring and empowering a special day for a survivor, whether that's here in the US or halfway around the world. And that's something that people can feel really, really deeply good about. It's a value add. It's an opportunity for brides to embrace justice and embrace compassion and embrace the connectivity of all of us all around the world, and especially of we women around the world, since the majority of sex trafficking victims are women. You know, 25% of them are kids as well. And so 25% of the globally affected by trafficking are children under the age of 18. And so it gives women this opportunity to connect themselves with a social cause that they can feel really, really deeply good about. And every dress purchase goes to fuel our frontline work. It goes to make sure that we have operatives that are in the darkest corners of the world, finding and freeing those currently entrapped. And I wanted to tell you one quick story of a survivor. It was actually the very first survivor that our organization was ever able to help police free, and her name was Sarah. She was actually from Myanmar, and she was 15 years old. And she was actually, her virginity was actually sold for $600. And we found her 3 days later. And Sarah, I remember actually seeing her on my husband's undercover footage, and she was actually playing with this little napkin in her hand because she was so nervous. Obviously, she was 15 years old. She was found in Thailand, so she didn't speak the local language, and she was being bartered for like you would buy, a good at a marketplace, or. And I think for me, that was a really jarring moment for me, because I remember seeing her on that film and wanting so desperately for a different future for her. And it took us about a month actually to work with police and to get the evidence that was needed for her rescue. But Sarah and 7 other young women who were all children, actually not women, they were children, were all rescued during her raid. And that was actually the very first rescue that the Exodus Road was ever a part of. And I think it's difficult to describe what it feels like to be able to play a part in another human being's freedom in such a direct way. And fast forward several years now, and the Exodus Road's empowered almost 1,500 survivors in their freedom. And that's what you all get to be a part of as store owners, as brides, as people that are buying these dresses. You get to be a part of another human being's freedom. And I think there's nothing more powerful than that. And so I just wanted to pop on really quickly and say thank you again to the Alina Voce family and community. Every dress that you purchase here directly impacts another woman's freedom. And that's something that you can feel deeply, deeply good about. So thank you so much from all of us here at the Exodus Road to all of you. We are grateful for your partnership.